Greetings to another episode, part 3 of the building of the F-105 Thunderchief. We're going to go into the details of painting, putting on the canopy, and some incredible details on building this awesome paper model. Stick around and welcome to another awesome couple minutes. Sit back, relax, enjoy, and let's begin. So it's all going to be about the jet tailpipe assembly, the painting, the details of how to make it happen. I want to thank my Patreon members here who are listed for help supporting me being online. I really appreciate it. If you want to join the Patreon, see the link below. Also, all the tools I've ever used in all my builds are listed in the description and how you can easily get them. So let's look at the build for the jet exhaust. So here it's in 2 layers. And you see I'm putting them together. This is the building detail for the inside. I'm using my cake decorating tool handle to just roll it and just assemble them. It's really impressive. I think it's a J79 engine that was used in the THUD. And here you see I am just rounding it. And now we're going to put in the base that represent the engine itself that was embedded. And there we go, looking neat. Now we have to constantly try to secure it. So now we're going to put the plates on the inside. And even though I'm cutting these plates out and they're all recolored, after a while I said, you know what? Let's go down the rabbit hole and make it more detailed with painting later. But here you see I'm putting the inner layer, the inner plate for the engine exhaust, just to add a little more detail. And I'm sorry for the lack of focus sometime with the camera. Need to really do better. Mind you, this was done over a year ago. And now the outer plate. I'm really impressed with the fact that this paper model was designed over 30 years ago and it still looks good. So here you see I'm carefully trying to align, make sure before I lock it down. Now I lock it down, all 4 of them. It looks pretty good. And based on the look of it, I said, oh, this needs to be rounded, look really round before we paint. So therefore I use my cake decorating tool, like I said, in the description. And now we decide to paint. And here is where I got excited because for the first time I use my silver watercolor paint and I painted. And I said, I need it to look a little more realistic. So I went on the inside and just painted over what I had already. And then we add on the silver, so light blue, just to wash it in along the edges and especially at the base of the engine. Now I add a little darker color as the time go by and I wash them in. Then I use a really darker, well, silver and black mixed, and just try to draw where you had the engine sections that were bolted and plated on. Just gentle traces of it. When it dry, it becomes lighter, but it does add to the definition of the engine. And there we go. It looks good. As you see, it dries out, so it's not as pronounced. And we definitely paint the edge. Now here on one side, I cut 1/3 of the way on either side. And that part would be what is lowered. And then we slip in to where we have it. And look at that. Looks really, really good. We secure that with glue. So the exhaust blisters, the details for it now. We're going to cut these out. And there are, I think, 6 or 8. So we cut them out first off the thin strip of paper. And then we use our toothpick to just mold them. And then again, the cake decorating tool that you can see in the description, it works wonders. Highly recommend you hold a couple for it. And it just costs a few dollars, to be honest. Here you see I'm putting them in position. I think it's 2 per engine exhaust plates. I'm trying to remember. And here we put it on the other side. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me every weekend. It has been challenging because I have been on assignment, soon to free up so we can get back to a lot of Fiddler's Green and other stuff. But here I really love how the THUNDERCHIEF worked out. Here we're putting on the final set. This one here is where the tail would be. And speaking of tail, we might as well go on to building it. Looking lovely. So now we're cutting out the joiners between the 2 plates at the base, and these now will just simply go in between, using our toothpick to just put a slight curve in it and just put them there. And those can be painted later, but little things like these really add to the overall detail of your kit. So I highly recommend you follow these, and those you just paint when the time comes. Look at that, looking really, really good. There you have it. Lovely. So let's go on to the cockpit screen. So if you follow my scissor and plane build, you see it's basically the same way. We just cut out everything. Mind you, we have painted the underside already. So once we cut out those things, we're painting the edges. We then cut a sheet of plastic. I use shrink wrap that you can find on any gift box. Put them in position and press in. Now the thing with Aleene's tacky glue is that you can clear it up using toothpick once it dries. Put a little glue there, put some glue on the edge, and I do a combination of glue and super glue. We hold it for a little while it locks in position, and we clean up. Put a little glue on the underside, and then we press in place. Now remember, it's not a rush sport, so take your time and be patient. Once it's dried, we then do a little painting, and then importantly, use a Q-tip to try blend the paint in. We continue doing that on both sides, paint, wipe. And that way it will be blended in, and you have a great looking canopy screen. The fin assembly, the iconic fin, take the time to cut it out, and then we're going to curve it. Now you see that little tail part where I'm cutting? It's very important. It's not cut, it's folded. Then we put our curve into the leading edge of the tail, because generally it is a curve. Then we're going to color where that inlet at the base of the tail is, and then we paint the edges. Always paint the edges. It's really good. Now we're going to put in our joiner tab. It's just a strip of paper I cut. Now those cut you see I'm doing there, they're to facilitate the curve. Look at that beauty. You see, once you do that now, you can just put to rest knowing that you won't have a flat tail feather. Then we just bond both of them. This technique we'll use for all joints, the main wing, the stabilizer, just to ensure a beautiful looking leading edge. The trailing edge we just glue and press against a flat surface. I'm not sure if they have done an upgrade or a newer version of this kit. I really hope they do. It's a fabulous kit. I hope the author might probably see this and I can just send him the repaint of it and maybe he can use it. But truly a fantastic kit. Thank you to all my Patreon members and you who watch this every weekend. See you soon with so much more model. Until then, take care. One love.